All right, so today we're going to talk about the number one mistake. All right, the number one mistake that I'm seeing across the board for all fitness coaches, whether they are experienced fitness coaches or brand new fitness coaches, the number one mistake that I'm seeing happen in the market right now and how we can actually begin to fix that. So the actual problem, I'm just going to give it to you straight out the gate here. The problem that I'm seeing is so many fitness coaches are forgetting that they have to actually market and sell themselves, that people aren't just going to sign up to the program, that there is a process and a way to actually properly position ourselves if we want to get clients. And so if you're brand new here, my name is Tel. I'm the owner of Content and Clients, and I've been able to help fit pros generate more than 10 million in online fitness coaching sales over the last 4 years. Now, the cool thing is everything we do is organic. There's no paid ads. We don't do any sort of cold DMing. We don't even have large followings. Fact is, most of my clients reach 10K months with less than 5,000 followers. And so today what I want to walk you through is this conversation kind of got spurred from talking with my wife recently. So my wife recently has launched a brand new offer. It's a bit of a sprint offer. It's a 6-week offer where she's actually bringing ladies in and helping them kickstart and get their fat loss journey back on track. All right. And so she launched this offer. She launched it at the end of last week. So like I said, this is like a very relevant and current conversation. And she launched this thing and she didn't get the amount of sales that she would typically get when she does a launch. So typically for her, she'll do a launch, and depending on what it is we're putting out, it's not uncommon to get 10, 15, 20 people signed up to an offer. But for this one, she really only got a few people across the line. Well, that was cool. You know, we got like a few clients, and that's something to always be excited about. She was really trying to work through like, hey, like, why did I not see the level of influx of clients that I typically would see on an offer launch? And so we were just kind of workshopping through things, and I was taking a look, and it became super obvious to me, like the answer was that she had just not done enough marketing and selling of this thing. And so I run into this all the time when I'm talking to fitness coaches, by the way. One of the number one concerns that I hear from fitness coaches is just not wanting to be too salesy, right? Like there's a real concern of like, hey, I know I have to do some marketing and sales stuff. Like I know that I need to, get people across the line, book in some sales calls, but like I want to make sure that I do it the right way. I don't want to be too salesy. And I totally agree with that. On the flip side, that doesn't mean that we can't do any marketing and selling whatsoever, right? The game is the game. And the reality is that in order for a person to sign up, they are going to have to be sold, right? There's going to have to be that process where we sell them on something. We sell them on the benefits and the results and the type of outcome they can expect, like what they can actually expect when they join the program. There's going to be questions and concerns and things that we're going to have to address before they even, again, get to that place where they join the program. And so this is the number one mistake that I'm just seeing over and over and over again. I was also talking to another coach on a call just yesterday as well. And on that call, he was walking me through how he's already thinking about it's August right now, but he's already thinking about Black Friday coming up and wanting to make sure that he's putting himself in a position where, hey, Black Friday can actually be successful this year. And you see this happen a lot of times around Black Friday. You'll see this happen in the New Year's, where coaches, these are times of the year where we expect to get a lot of sales, right? Because there's going to be Black Friday offers. There's going to be New Year's. Everybody's got New Year's resolutions. And so these are like some of the big hot spots for signing fitness clients, right? But so many coaches, they go into these events, where it's going to be the biggest sales of the year, and they don't experience the kind of success that they were hoping for. And it's because of this conversation today. There's an actual process to marketing and selling. We have to actually properly build hype. We have to actually, have people in a spot where they could be interested, so that when it does come time to sign a client, when it does come time to launch some sort of offer, or Black Friday's here, or the New Year's is here, that there's actually people to be signed up into the program. And so this is super important. I know so many coaches, again, like the thing that you want is you just want people to coach. You're just like, dude, if I could just have a program full of clients to serve, that would be amazing. But as a business owner, we have to also remember that the way we make that happen is through marketing and selling. And we cannot forget this. We cannot forget that this is a part of the process. And so today I'm going to walk you through a framework for just how do we actually create some hype? How do we actually address some of the concerns that our ideal client has so that we can ultimately get them signed up into the program? And so there's kind of like 3 different processes. There's 3 stages that I kind of see this happening in. And I want to walk you through them today so that whether you're launching some sort of promo right now, or you're thinking about it, or Black Friday's around the corner, that you can actually be successful with this, all right? So the first thing we have to really address is, number 1, we need to actually come up with an offer itself. All right, so we need some sort of reason. People don't just like sign up for no reason. There needs to be some sort of reason why somebody should join now versus later. And so that's why a lot of times we'll see things like Black Friday work so successfully, because it's like, hey, the reason to join is because there's a Black Friday offer going on, and maybe there's a bunch of bonuses, or there's a discount. Like there's some reason to join now because, once Black Friday is gone, this offer's off the deal. And so if I want to take it, I need to grab a hold of it right now. And so that is why Black Friday offers in and of themselves work so well. The thing is that so many coaches don't realize, again, this is why I was saying the number one mistake is that they're not properly marketing and selling themselves. What they're doing is a lot of coaches just posting and posting and posting. They're kind of sitting around. They're like, why is nobody really joining up to the program? Like, I can't figure out how to get them across the line. It does not have to be Black Friday to actually post an offer, right? You can just launch an offer because you want to, but we have to give it some sort of reason. So right now, for instance, it's August 19th. right now, kids are about to go back to school, and there's going to be a lot of parents that are actually going to free up a lot of time where they were kind of having to entertain and take care of their kids over the summer. There was vacations, there was travel and things going on. And so right now, for instance, is a perfect time to launch an offer because it's like back to school, right? It's a perfect time where people are freeing up time. And so for instance, you could do some sort of offer launch right now. And this would give people a reason to join now. So that's number one, is we need to actually come up with the reason why somebody should want to join a program right now. And so a lot of times this ends up being one of those big offer posts. It becomes the post where we really write out like, hey, I've got this thing that's launching. This is why you should want to join it. These are the types of results that you can expect to get from it. These are going to be all the benefits. First we're going to do this. Second, we're going to do this. Third, we're going to do this, right? Just like a normal offer sales post where we're actually explaining to people what our program is and what the service is. So number one, we have to start out, first of all, if we're gonna have a successful launch, we have to have like a big offer post itself. Now, if you don't have any idea what those look like, I'd be happy to show you some examples of some things. Feel free to reach out to me on social media and I can get some examples over to you of what that looks like. But number one, we need to have some sort of offer post itself, right? Again, think Black Friday. Black Friday, for instance, is an offer. So we can do these again at any time of the year for any reason. So number one, we need to have some more sort of offer post. Now, the second thing, and this is why my wife's promo recently was not successful, but we actually fixed this, we corrected this, and we've been getting sales since. We have to actually give it enough time to actually like take off. So one of the biggest reasons I've seen this example unfortunately happen not too long ago. I saw a coach, they launched this brand new program and they were super excited about it, and they talked about it for 2, maybe 3 days, and I've not seen anything from that coach since then. So number two, the second thing we have to have is we have to actually talk about this thing for long enough. So how did we actually fix my wife's offer? She launched this thing, she got a few clients, but not as many as we typically would. The thing for her is she didn't actually tease this thing. She didn't actually have like an offer campaign that happened. And so I told her, I said, hey, even though we've already launched this thing, let's just go ahead and talk about this for the next week. Let's go ahead and make sure that more people are seeing this stuff on the timeline. You have to remember, the way the algorithm works, only a few people in your audience actually ever even see your post. And so we have to actually post about something. What I found to really be the sweet spot to be about 2 weeks. So we need to actually post about something for anywhere from a week or two. But typically, if it's a big offer post, typically we need to post this thing for about 14 days straight and really tease this thing and create a lot of hype and build up momentum with this. Again, remembering that most people are not even going to see your post anyways, right? I believe the statistic is that somewhere around like 3% of your audience actually even sees your post to begin with. And so think about it. If you have, 1,000 people in your audience right now, 3% of people are actually going to see that. It's like cool, like 30% of people, like 30 people are actually even going to see each of my individual posts. So if we post for 10 days straight, well, that's going to be about 300 people that are actually going to see this offer and this thing we put out. And so that's only a third of your audience. And so again, we have to give ourselves enough runway to actually build enough hype to actually fill an offer. So again, the number one mistake that I'm seeing with coaches right now is they're forgetting that you have to actually market and sell yourself. And so they don't create any sort of hype. They don't have any sort of campaign. They're not going out and actually doing any sort of like follow up or like getting into people's world and actually making sure that they're seeing these offers and things that they're launching. And so again, it just creates this world where you're posting content, you're not getting clients, you start to get frustrated, you wonder, hey, why is nobody buying? Well, it's because you're not actually even running a proper sales cycle, right? And so 2 things we've already talked about. Number one, if we're gonna launch an offer, if we're gonna actually run a proper marketing and sales campaign, we need to come up with an offer itself. So some sort of big post that's like, hey, here's this big hype thing that I'm launching. You should want to join up to it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. Here's going to be all the good stuff that's going to get done. This is going to be the kind of results you can expect to get. Comment or DM me if you want to actually join up to it. So that's the first thing. We have to actually create a big offer post. Number 2 then is we have to actually run a campaign. And so this campaign needs to be at least 10 to 14 days. And during those 10 to 14 days, what we're talking about is we're talking about questions, concerns. We're actually just reminding people that this thing exists. We're like walking through any FAQ, any objections that you might get. So for instance, in my fitness business, one of the number one objections that I get over and over and over again is, so I work with busy guys. I work with guys that are somewhere around the age of 30. They're family men, they're married, but they work, and they're typically like one of the sole providers or like a big provider for their family financially. And so one of the biggest things that I hear over and over again is, hey, like this can't get in the way of my family time. This can't get in the way of actually like sacrificing my career. Like time is one of the biggest objections. And so when I do some sort of offer launch, when I'm talking to a potential client, one of my number one things that I have to really address and really drive home for them is the fact that, hey, we have what I call, like, this is actually baked into my pitch, right? It's actually my pitch is, it's the MVP training system. It's the minimum viable physique. And the entire thing is positioned around, it's going to be short, quick, high intensity workouts, 30 to 40 minutes. I'm getting you in the gym. I'm getting you out of the gym, only 3 to 4 sessions per week. Again, the whole goal of this is not to live your life in the gym, but to be able to go out and live your life. That's kind of like the sales pitch in the way that I like talk about it, right? And so for me, when I'm actually trying to, market and sell or present something to my ideal client, number one, that is a big concern that I have to address straight out the gate, because that's going to be something that I know is going to be a concern for them. And that just continues into, cool, I know the next big thing is going to be nutrition. Hey, how do I actually eat healthy while I'm at work? I don't want to eat Tupperware chicken, rice, and broccoli. How do I actually get my family involved? Because, hey, I don't want to have to be eating one food and then my wife's have to create all this other food for her and the family. And so walking them through meals made simple, right? Meals made simple is my second pillar, and I'm walking them through how we're actually going to make this a lifestyle, and it's going to be super sustainable and super easy to keep up with. This is the way that coaches need to be thinking. This is what I'm saying. When you want to, we have to actually market and sell, because the thing is, when we don't market and sell, when we don't address these concerns, when we don't address these objections, when we don't overcome these fears and these obstacles that our ideal client has, we don't get clients. And when we don't get clients, we don't get to help people get in shape, which means that our program doesn't make a big impact. We're not actually able to help people. We don't get people to actually coach and to serve. And so it is a lose-lose-lose situation. You lose, your business loses, the ideal client loses, they don't get results, which is a huge loss. And so again, we have to be comfortable. We have to remind ourselves that we have to market and sell. Just showing up and just posting on the timeline every single day, that is not marketing and selling. That is not running a business, right? We have to get out there and we have to do the dance, right? There's a dance to marketing and sales. And the thing is that you have to really remind yourself. I want to offer you a couple beliefs that actually were very, very helpful for me when I was like in a position where I was really like struggling to sell. The first belief is that people love to buy, they just hate being sold to. All right, people love to buy, they just hate being sold to. And we know this to be true because if you're anything like me, like I love to buy stuff, right? Everybody loves to buy stuff. When you buy something new, whether it's like you're buying a shirt or you're buying some new shoes or you're signing up to a new gym, right? Like when you buy a new car, I'm actually in the process of buying a house, right? Like this stuff is fun. Like it's fun to buy things because it maybe changes the trajectory of your life, right? Like buying a new house, that changes the next 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 years for you and your family. Like it's fun. You buy a new shirt, it's fun. You get to look cool. You get to like the way that you look. You buy some new shoes, the exact same thing, right? We love to buy, but what do we hate? We hate to be sold to, which is why, like, for instance, like we hate car salesmen because they're just like the slimiest salespeople ever, right? We love to buy, but we hate to be sold to. And so carrying a belief that, number one, people love to buy is super powerful. It allows you to go out and say, oh, wait a minute. No, people actually love to buy. And in order for them to buy, there's going to be kind of this dance. They're going to want to see information. They're going to want to ask me some questions. They're going to want to understand how this is going to benefit them. They're going to want to understand what's the results they can expect to get. And so if we understand that people love this process, then if we actually want to serve people, we actually want to grow our business, and we actually want to get people in to be able to get them results, well, the number one thing that we should be doing, or the number one thing that we would want to do, you can do whatever you want, but the thing you would want to do if you want to get clients is to get really good at marketing and selling, get really good at actually taking people through this process, right? So that's the belief number one, is that people love to buy. And I know this to be true because I love to buy, right? We all love to buy. Think about the last thing you purchased. It's fun. It's exciting. It's a dopamine hit. We love to buy. And so being able to show up every single day and put yourself in a position where you can take somebody through that journey and help them make a change and help them do something they love to do, which is to buy, and to not just buy some random, clothes or junk food, or whatever, to actually help them buy something that's going to change their life. That's an amazing feeling in my opinion, all right? And I think that's why coaching is like so fun, because not only are you getting people to buy, not only are you making money, but you're actually selling to them something that's genuinely going to change their life. It's not just, some trinket or a gadget or something that's just a waste of money. Like, you're going to change these people's life, all right? So number one, people love to buy, and so I want to help facilitate that for other people. Number two, a very, very powerful belief is, I was talking to a mentor one time, and he said, he's like, the mentality that you need to have is, he was like, you just need to ask yourself, because I was really working through, I was like, well, when can I do a launch? And when am I being a little bit too pushy? And when am I being a little bit too salesy? And, I was like, the resistance was to actually selling and making offers every single day. I was like, am I just being a little bit too much? Am I going to start annoying people? He said, you need to get yourself to a position where the question to ask yourself is, how can I just be a person who wakes up every single day and is open for business? All right. How can you just be a person who wakes up every single day and is open for business? And that was a powerful mindset shift and mindset belief for me, and a powerful frame for me to go about my day-to-day, because I am a business owner. It's not weird that I have a business, that my job as the business owner is to actually get sales and to enroll people. It's not weird that I run a coaching program and I'm actually trying to help people. It's not weird that I sign people up to my program where I can serve them and I can help them get better results, both inside of my business coaching program and my fitness coaching program, right? It's not weird. Like, that's quite literally my job. That is my day-to-day existence. That is what at this point in time I have chosen to do with my time, energy, and efforts. is to build a coaching business. And so it's not weird that I'm looking for clients. It's not weird that I'm looking for people to serve. And so how can you become a person who is just open for business every single day? That's been a powerful mindset shift that was offered to me quite a few years ago that has completely shifted my mindset around marketing and sales. And so that's 2 beliefs that I want to offer to you. Now to pull it back to, I know we've kind of gotten away, to actually get clients, all right? These are going to be some powerful beliefs that are going to help you. But to get clients, again, to reiterate here, to recap, number 1, we need to have an actual offer itself. So there needs to be some sort of like post where it's like, hey, here's the thing that I'm launching. Black Friday is a perfect example. Right now, a back to school type of offer would be amazing. It's a perfect thing to launch right now. Number 2, then we need to actually have a campaign. And during that campaign, we need to like tease it out. We need to actually answer questions. We need to address concerns. We need to really sell people on the results they're going to get, how great life is going to be, the benefits of joining our program, how things are going to change, all the problems we can solve for them. Number 3, then just remember to carry these beliefs that, hey, people actually like to buy. Belief number 2 of like, hey, I'm a business owner, which means I'm just open for sales. How can I just get clients today, right? Like so many people, like if you just wanted to, you could just click off this video and just go get a sale. Right? You could just literally click off this video and go hit the DMs, go talk to somebody, go hit up an old sales call and literally just get them into your program. I'd encourage you to do that. Like literally just go get a client right now. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Just go get a client. You can just do that. You're allowed to do that, right? And like so many business owners, again, they're just forgetting that you're allowed to market and sell, all right? But as you have this thing out there, all right, so you have this offer out, you're running it through a promo cycle, you're addressing all the concerns, you're addressing all the FAQ, make sure that you're just going out and you're doing your follow-up and you're hitting people up and you're hitting your pipeline up. For so many coaches, one of the biggest reasons they don't get sales to begin with is because they don't do any sort of pipeline. They don't do any sort of follow-up. They're not actually, they launch something and they don't talk about it enough. So just get in there and be willing to work your leads and hit people up and talk to them and let them know about this thing and why you think it would be a good fit for them. And Susie that you talked to 3 months ago, hitting her back up. Hey, I know you said you had this problem. I actually just launched something. I think it would be perfect for you. This is the reasons why I think it would be perfect for you. Is this something you want some more information on? Just being willing to go through the process of actually marketing and selling is the biggest, the number one mistake that I see for coaches across the board right now. And so I want to just go ahead and wrap this up here. But as I do, I know there's so many coaches right now who aren't getting the type of sales they want. And it's because of this stuff right here. They're not getting the type of sales they want. They're afraid they're being too salesy. They've maybe forgotten that they have to actually market and sell. There's so many just like high, like experienced coaches. Like I'm talking to coaches that have been in business for 3, 4, 5 years who are just not getting clients right now. And it is because they've fallen away from the fundamentals of remembering that as a business owner, our job is to market, it's to sell, it is to enroll people into our programs so that we can serve them, that we can change their life. And that in order to do that, there is a process. Whether we like it or not, like if I didn't have to do any marketing and sales and I could just literally wake up and clients would sign up and I could serve them and make money, like that would be awesome. But the reality is that that is not the way the world works. People need to be sold. They want to do the dance. They want to go through the process. They want to talk to you. They want to have their objections handled. They want to see the benefits. They want to be sold on the benefits of actually working with you and the type of results they will get. And so if you want to grow your business here in 2025, if you're thinking about Black Friday coming up here in several weeks, a month or two, if you want to be thinking about these things and ending the end of 2025, if you want to end 2025 on a bang and you want to crush it, this is the problem to be solving. Are you actually marketing and selling? Just remind yourself, hey, there's principles in place to selling that cannot be skipped, and we have to follow them. And when we follow them, we make money, we get clients, we get to serve people. And when we don't follow them, we don't get clients, and that's a sad thing. So with that being said, hopefully today gave you some good things to think through. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.